Hi guys, right, so today... Oh man. Well, that went well, didn't it? Take two. Let's try again. So today we're going to be looking at training consistently. Training consistently sounds very easy, and it is in practice, and it is in theory. But to do it is actually quite hard. And a large part of it is down to why you're even training in the first place. So it's quite easy to basically sit and scroll through Instagram and find some sort of like level of inspiration, if you like. You know, maybe you see someone with a figure that you like, or sort of like doing an activity that you quite like, or doing something that you think is cool, something like weightlifting or CrossFit or something like that. And in those moments of inspiration, that external motivation kicks in. You think, hey, yeah, that's going to be me. That's what I'm going to do. And that's what you want to do. And you go ahead and find a coach, find a club or something, or go ahead and want to do that. But the problem is, as soon as something goes wrong in your life, something interferes with that perfect picture that you planned for yourself, because maybe you've decided that you want to, I don't know, like maybe you're going to meal prep every week, but you know, it doesn't take much to throw you off. Or maybe you decide that you're going to do a certain class every week, but it doesn't take long before something decides it's going to get in your way. And pretty soon, that perfect image that you had in your head has gone. But here's the thing, there's actually something that you can do about it, and it's going to be in 3 steps. So step 1 is to have a real deep understanding as to why you want to achieve that goal in the first place. So for example, someone might come and say, I want to lose weight. And then my response off the back of that is usually, so why do you want it? Why do you even want to lose weight? And then usually what comes back is something along the lines of, I'm not very happy in the way I am or the way I feel in my skin or something along those lines. And then I go, okay, what specifically are we not happy about? After a while of excavation, then what usually comes around is, I feel like, or what could come around is, I feel like people don't take me very seriously at work or at home, and I want to be taken a bit more seriously. I want to have a little bit more pride in who I am. And then the training steps, like, it doesn't really affect the training that much, because ultimately the training, the doing is largely going to be, not going to be the same. It depends on person to person, but the actual doing of the training doesn't really change all that much. But the difference is the narrative that I will use in order to motivate someone. I will typically congratulate turning up and working hard over results, as in terms of, you know, seeing weight loss come down, because I know if you keep on turning up and keep on working hard and you're getting the praise and you're teaching your body that internal motivation, that process will end up in that result anyway. And ultimately, if you want to be taken a bit more seriously at work and by others, then you might want to show to yourself and to others that you are disciplined and you are focused. So over a period of time, through that discipline and focus and that hard work, the results will be, you're probably going to be losing weight and you're likely to be moving forward. And in that process, you're going to be focused on being disciplined and working hard. So as a result, you're going to feel so much more better about yourself. And that's going to reflect in how you operate and how you hold yourself in the world. Step 2, you want to go towards your emotional pain. Now, this is a very hard thing to do. What I mean by this, once we decide that we might want to lose some weight, we might sit and think about or research what is the optimal workout, what's the optimal diet, and we might take weeks and weeks and weeks and hours and days around agonizing over what is the optimal way and what is going to be the best thing. We might look at trainers, we might look at kit, we might look at the perfect gym, what is this, and ultimately these are all ways of keeping us safe and actually deep diving on what is actually going to be really, really hard to us. And that hard thing to do is actually doing the action in the first place. So basically what I mean by that is picking any type of program and just simply getting started and training to be consistent. So if it's 3 days a week or 2 days a week or 1 day a week or whatever it is, you do that regardless. You do that and you hold yourself accountable to that, and you do it anyway. Don't worry about getting it perfect. Get started first, get perfect later. That's the way to go at it. If you try and do everything perfect, you hold yourself up to this impossible standard and you will never get started. So just pick anything and just begin. Step 3, a problem shared. You're more likely to succeed if you actually confide in someone and share with someone, share the journey. But when you do ask someone, you need to think about it a little bit. You can't just, well, I mean, I suppose you could. It really depends what your partner and what your support network is actually like. You want to think quite carefully about your support network. And the reason being, some people, you might say, you know what, I'm going to lose weight. And they might go, oh, you know what, I've heard this story 1,000 times. And when you you skip a day or something goes slightly wrong or life gets in the way, chaos happens and life gets in the way, then those people might hold you back and go like, oh, see, I told you so. And you don't really want those to be holding you accountable, mainly because they're going to make you feel bad if and when something goes wrong. I say if, it will go wrong. So you want someone that's going to basically not be harsh on you, but be firm but fair. Now, finding those people is actually quite hard to do, mainly because most people have got a load of their own shit to deal with. So finding someone in your life that can treat you and hold you accountable in a firm but fair way is quite difficult. So what you can do is actually pay a professional to do it. Now, that isn't necessarily a bad thing. I know that sounds crazy and they might think that might be a PT, but it doesn't actually have to be a PT. It can be someone else. It can be anyone that's going to hold you accountable to your actions. But here's the thing. When you enter into this, you are entering into a relationship. A professional relationship, but a relationship nonetheless. So it's important that you're honest with them, because if you're honest with them, they can help you be honest with yourself. Now, if you can find someone that can hold you accountable in a firm but fair way and do that for free, then you're winning. And it could be a loved one, it could be your partner, it could be your brother, it could be your sister, it could be a best friend, but make sure that they have your interest at heart. And also don't throw it on them, because it's actually quite a responsibility, this. So don't just throw it on them and go, I want you to do this, and expect them to say yes, because they could just turn around and say no, because it is quite a responsibility to do it. And it is an emotional investment in order to do it. And it really depends how much you possibly could lean on them. So the best option might be to actually pay someone for a period of time until you get into a position where these habits and these behaviors are far more automatic and you can train a lot more consistently and eat far more consistently. And if you do manage to find someone to do that, then share with them your why, not the superficial goal that we spoke about right at the start. I want to lose weight, but you actually want to improve yourself as a being and improve your confidence, improve your outlook, improve the feeling of who you are. Then share that with them, because then when they're being firm but fair with you, they can hold you more accountable to that more authentic goal rather than the superficial goal that you might just walk in with and say, hey, I want to lose some weight. Because that is, even though that's the easy thing to say, it might not necessarily be true to you. Okay, so that's all done for today. So those things again is understanding why you want to do it in the first place. Second of all, move toward the emotional pain. Now that can be quite challenging, so if you do struggle with that, don't forget you can give yourself some time. Take your time with this. Don't feel like you need to rush it. Take your time and just be kind to yourself effectively. And then finally, find a coach or find someone that you can be authentically accountable to and that will actually help you. If you cover those three things, you'll find yourself to be in a position where you can train and eat and be healthy way more consistently, a lot easier. Let me know how you get on in the comments below, and I'll catch you next week. Later.